Happy Friday, everyone. Zack Smith here, recording at my studio at 4514 Magazine Street in New Orleans, Louisiana, the heart of Uptown. This is the place where I do my headshots, workshops, and editing. Pretty much everything that involves photography. If you're ever in the neighborhood, ever in the city, drop me a line and come on by. And so I just wanted to say, happy Friday and post Mardi Gras. So in New Orleans, we have seasons very different than the rest of the world has seasons. We don't really have weather seasons, we have festival seasons. So right now we're in the post Mardi Gras pre-festival season. And while we're in that season, I like to talk about some helpful techniques and tips that can maybe help you with your photography as we get into festival season. So before we get into the heart of festival season with French Quarter Fest and Jazz Fest, we noticed that the weather's changing a little bit. It's not as cold, but it's not quite hot yet, which has us going out and shooting a lot more. Whether it's at City Park, Audubon Park, Crescent Park, the French Quarter, the lakefront, Uptown, Bywater, Ninth Ward, you're out there shooting more. And maybe there's a few moments where you're shooting out a little bit later in the day because we do have daylight savings time this weekend and we are going to spring forward. So we're going to start to have a little bit more time during the day, thus pushing our magic hour a little bit later, which is nice because magic hour started at around 4 o'clock in December and January, and that was rough. I mean, people were usually at work when that was happening. So right now we're able to get off of work, get home, eat, do what we gotta do, pack up our camera and our gear and head out and maybe shoot a little bit of magic hour and that golden light. Also, dusk is gonna be happening a little bit later, and our night photography is going to be happening a little bit later. And right now, I am offering a New Orleans at Night photography workshop in City Park and French Quarter on March 15th. We have 3 spots left. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you heard it. 3 spots left at this workshop. And this is one of my longest running photography workshops, which I started back in probably 2003. And so that is almost 16 years every year going out shooting at night. So I know a little bit about night photography and shooting in the street and shooting candids and shooting nature, but I know a lot more about what makes you get the best photographs. And I want to talk about lens hoods and UV filters. Right? So we all know what these do during the day. A lens hood will block sunlight coming in from the side so it doesn't get into your camera's lens, causing lens flare. Now, if you want that, don't use a lens hood and just let the sun come in and just hallelujah, hallelujah. Get the lens hood, take it off, and get that lens flare, right? If you don't want that lens flare, put the lens hood on. Every camera lens comes with its own hood, and if it didn't, go get one and put it on there. The other thing I want to talk about is UV filter. So the UV filter is a piece of glass that blocks the UV rays. Now, this is not going to do much to improve or enhance your photography. It will protect your lens, this $2,000 lens that you bought to enhance your photography. It's going to protect it. And when you bump this lens against the corner of something or on a mountain, on a wrought iron fence, because you will, it's like riding a bike and falling off. You're going to fall off. When you do hit that lens, you're going to break the UV filter first and not your $2,000 lens. So yeah, you want to have it on at all times, but rules are meant to be broken, right? And one rule that we have with night photography, assuming that you are doing exposures of more than 5, 10, 20 seconds, we want to take our UV filter off, because what that does is, with the UV filter shooting into specular light, so street lamps, cars, lamp post, they're everywhere in our photography at night, because that is our new sun, right? It's like pointing our lens into a million little suns. They cause a reflection of light on the UV filter, on the lens, on our sensor. So we've got this multiplication of these street lights on our sensor, thus causing us to have all these dots everywhere. We want to take the UV filter off when we're shooting night photography. Always remember that our UV filter is off, and be extra special careful and use that lens cap to put it on the lens to protect it. Don't know what kind of UV filter to get? Take your cap off, look right there. Let's see, do we have that? Yeah, do you see that? 82 millimeter right there? That's the millimeter thread measurement of the inside of your lens. You get, well, I'll get an 82 millimeter UV filter for my 24-70 Canon lens. And as far as the lens hood, just Google your lens focal length, Canon 24-70 2.8, and it'll give you the actual name. Now, every manufacturer has their own little codes and whatnot. Just make sure you get the right one. So, night photography, use a lens hood. You might have light shooting through the side of your lens right here from a lamppost, from a car. Block it. So you think night photography, the sun's not out, why do I need a lens hood? You need it because you've got little mini suns everywhere shining into that lens. So use the lens hood, use the UV filter, and always protect your lens. But when you're doing the long exposures, take that UV filter off. So just remember to put the UV filter back on when you go shoot during the day. I know it's just another thing to think about, but this will help you improve your night long exposure photography. Are you in the New Orleans area on March 15th? Do you want to improve your night photography? Well, take my workshop. The course size is limited. We have 3 more spots open. You can go to www.zacksmith.com, ZACK and go to workshops. The workshop is the 3rd one. March 15th, we're open, and you can also check out the fall New Orleans at Night workshop, which is in November, I think, if you can't make the one in March. So subscribe, share this page, keep in touch with me on my website, join the mailing list for more techniques and tips like this coming to you live from Zack Smith Photography Studio at 4514 Magazine Street in the heart of Uptown. And here we go. Bye.